So, in 1969, San Diego was 200 years old, and they sent out a proclamation that they were going to have a big month-long party celebrating being 200 years old. And they had gone around and collected buildings from other areas. This building at the back section was from the Little Italy area, as was this one here. They brought buildings from what we call downtown now, which at one point was called Newtown, and these all came brought up. So they could have a lot of things here. They brought in a lot of gift shops and restaurants. Now, at that time, I was, of course, in Glasgow with my dad. I was only 12 years of age. And he said, oh, Birdie, there's a snow place, Cross Pond. Do you want to go see? I said, well, hell yeah. Yeah, Dad, I want to go. So we came, and it was very, very exciting. And we went inside the Whaley house, just as you all did, but we went during the daytime. And we were with a group of people about this big, you know. And we had to wait on the stairs for the people upstairs to finish in the rooms and move out the way down the landing so we could go up into the rooms and they could go down. And all of a sudden there was a girl I'd not noticed with, which were a group, and she got right next to me. And I noticed we had the same haircut, bangs across here and hair to here. And she got right in my face and she said, you've got hazel eyes! And I looked back and I said, well, so do you! And so we chatted for a bit, it was great. And then at one point my dad said, Birdie, who on earth are you talking to? And I was embarrassed because I'd not asked her name. So I said, oh, what's your... And she was gone, just like that. And it wasn't until 2 years ago at Halloween that I found out who she was. She was a 13-year-old, so she was almost my age, you know. And she died of hemorrhagic fever. She didn't die on the property, but she was friends with the girls. So her spirit still comes here. And she usually talks to the younger kids, but not all the time, just sometimes she does. And it gets even more strange because my own daughter, my own Lane, came here when she was 12 because her best friend's family wanted to come here on holiday. And so they were here, and of course we always bring umbrellas because in Scotland it always rains, so you always have your umbrella. So it was drizzling a bit, so they had their umbrella up. And they looked up at that window, and there was a girl. She described her exactly like my girl Christina, that was her name. And she described it to the T. And she had a porcelain doll in her hand, and she'd throw it at the girls. And they blocked it with the umbrella, and they heard it bounce off it. And they went to yell at her, what'd you do that for? And she was gone. And they never found the doll. So very exciting, very exciting. Now, the house, of course, used to be the most haunted house in America. It's been downgraded. This place is more scary. Anyway, there are more than 30 ghosts that inhabit the grounds and the house, and it's really very interesting. Now, the orbs that you might see in some of your photographs, that's the electrical energy that's left when a person passes on. That energy never goes away. They've actually done scientific studies at Cambridge University where they're trying to tap in to the electrical energy to get the people's memories out of those orbs. And they say they're very close to getting that and getting to find out what went on in people's lives. So it's very exciting, and you'll see a lot of those a lot of times. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about the house, and that's mostly what they are, is rumors. But for truth to happen, there's got to be documentation. In 1974, the police were called out to the property because there was a lady crying at the back porch. And the police came. You know how they've always got their flashlight and they always shine it down at your feet like they're going to be nice guys about it, you know. So they had it down at the ground at her feet. And she stood up and stopped crying a bit. And they said, Miss, are you all right? And she said, well. And then they started moving the flashlight up. When it got about mid-chest, she vanished. And they had to write a report about it. So it's in City Hall, a report that this place is haunted. And I don't actually like to be videotaped. If that's what you're doing, please. It's disconcerting. You can take pictures every so often, but if you're actually videotaping me, I ask that you stop. I'm sorry. It makes me self-conscious. Well, it was blinking at me, so I'm assuming. All right, sorry about that. I'm very self-conscious about that. Also, if you're spending a lot of time playing with your phones, unless you're taking pictures and stuff, I ask that you don't do that, because I'm a cranky old broad sometimes when it gets to that, comes to that. If you're trying to make reservations,